crunching sound that I find very satisfying. You can see here I'm struggling to get to my dinner that I worked so hard for. There you go, I got it. Little messy, but we did it. And a little snack for me, it looks like. And here's the pie right out of the oven. And here I am with my egg wash to make the pie crust nice and crispy and crunchy and firm and solid and not soggy. You can see I am making a huge mess with my egg wash here, which I promptly cleaned up after recording. But you can really see the messy egg wash here. I highly recommend when you are making a pie, any pie, whether it is sweet or it is savory, to make sure that you egg wash the top of your pie so that it's not soggy and it doesn't sink in the oven. I'm giving my pie some air holes so that it ventilates properly. And here I am sealing the pie and giving it its crust. Just going around the pie with a fork to make sure that it is nice and sealed and has a distinction to the edges. That's looking great. That's looking much better. I just love making pie. I find it so relaxing and so comforting, and you get to enjoy the fruit of your labor when you're finished. Now here I am placing the top of the pie crust over the pie. And here I am adding the filling to the pie. Just spoonful by spoonful, just adding that delicious shredded chicken, veggies, and gravy to the pie. I shredded my chicken myself, which you will see later in the video, and it's such a tasty and wonderful smelling thing to do to roast the chicken and then But my kitchen just smelled so amazing when I was making this pie filling. And it still smells so amazing after baking the pie. I think we're just about done with the pie filling here. I think I got almost all of it. Just scraping up the very last of the pie filling. And smoothing it out. Here you can see me using my fist and my fingers to secure the pie to the pie plate and making sure it's tight and that there are no air bubbles. And I'm rolling out my pie crust now with lots of flour on my hands and sweater. Flour everywhere. Rolling out pie crust is an excellent workout. You can see here how much effort I'm putting in and the resistance. I'm putting so much force in, and the pie crust is still a little bit cold from chilling in the fridge. So it is difficult to roll it out until it starts to meet room temperature. Even though it's a great workout and it takes a lot of effort, I still find the process of rolling out a dough of any kind, whether it's pie or whether you're making cinnamon rolls or whatever you happen to be making, I find it just incredibly relaxing and therapeutic. I feel like I'm getting a little tired now. I'm slowing down here. But we're getting somewhere. And you flip the pie crust and start making a circle. And soon it will be large enough for your pie. And here I'm just preparing the surface of my cutting board for rolling out the dough, which is one of, as I say, rolling out the dough is one of my favorite parts of this. And there's my pie filling simmering on the stove top. And here I go, tearing apart the chicken that I prepared. It took a long time to shred the chicken with just 2 forks instead of a mixer. But I feel like the forks, you can really control what the chicken looks like and also the size of the chunks. And you can make sure it's nice and stringy the way that I like it. I made this shredded chicken with lots of in a cast iron pan, as you can see there. And I added broth and just let it simmer on low heat, low to medium heat. And it turned out amazing. Once the chicken breast is at 165 degrees, you can start shredding the chicken because that means it's done. Some people use a mixer to do this, which is much faster. But like I said, I do enjoy just going at it with 2 forks, which really doesn't take that long. Looks like I'm getting pretty close to being done here with shredding the chicken. And once I'm done shredding all the chicken, I'm going to mix it all together. Get all those spices, seasonings, and broth mixed all in together. It has such good color and such good seasoning and flavor. I was really impressed with the way that this turned out. And here's my chicken simmering in the broth. And here's my neat ball of pie dough. And I'm just kneading the dough here, getting it ready for it to chill, making sure it's nice and smooth. And here is one of the first stages, is where I prepare the pie dough with just flour, salt, butter, water, and vinegar. And those simple ingredients make a pie crust. Thank you for joining me today in this relaxing